roll into the games that we're talking about all these conferences realignments, but games that we're looking forward to in 2023.
My two games are Florida State LSU, and it's going to be a rematch of the 24-23 game last year where, Florida State won on the block extra point. And you got to look at Florida State is bringing in the number 2 transfer class. They're bringing back Jordan Travis. They still got Jared Verse on defense. And they're bringing back also 87% production. They got 80% of their offense coming back, and they got 94% of their defense coming back. Right? So Florida State's going to be a handful next year for a lot of teams. And then you got to look at LSU. I think Brian Kelly was a year ahead of his rebuilding project. But, he got Harold Perkins Jr. and he got Jaden Daniels. And I think it's going to be a top 10 preseason, top 10 matchup. And I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah. It'll be good to watch. I know LSU started off slow, but then they ramped up, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be good to watch that rematch.
Yeah. And my second game, USC versus Colorado. September 30th at Colorado. Shadir Sanders versus Caleb Williams. Dion versus Lincoln Riley. Right? Explosive offense versus possibly 2 shutdown corners. We'll see. I'm excited for it, man. It's USC's last year in the Pac-12, and I think they're going to go out with a bang. And, it's like I said, Dion first year. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the Pac-12.
But, yeah, I'm super hyped for that game, man. Having Cormani McClain and Travis Hunter on the outside. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that game is going to be full of excitement, man. I'm excited to see that game.
I'm excited to see how many picks Caleb Williams is going to throw against some of those top corners. I'm just... but in all seriousness, I want Prime Time to go out there and show out and make it a game. I'm not saying win it, but make it an entertaining game, right? Because we know they're not known for defenses in their conference, but it seems like he came in there and his immediate focus was improving defense. So that's going to be good to see the Heisman against probably some of the better corners in college football. So that's going to be a hell of a game to watch. And for me, week 4, the 23rd, man, I got Ohio State at Notre Dame. And the reason I picked it, Notre Dame is going to come in there. They're going to be probably a top 15 team at the time, right? Because they're kicking it off in August with Navy, Tennessee State Tigers, NC State, Central Michigan. So they're going to have a decent record coming in there. And then they got Sam Hartman, right? So the hype is going to be all over Notre Dame. I think they're going to walk in, or Ohio State's going to go in there and just blow the brakes off of them. So Ohio State is, to me, the better team from what we've seen, right, this year, and going into the next season with the receivers that they're going to have, the additions that they did on offense. I think it's going to be a high-scoring, exciting game, and I hope Ohio State walks away there with a W. Because other than that, like I said, if Notre Dame does win that game, they have Duke, Louisville, USC, and they round off the season with Pitt and Clemson. They have a favorable schedule to make some noise into the playoffs. So that'll be their first real test.
Yeah, the Ohio State thing and Notre Dame, who is going to be the quarterback for Ohio State? You know what I mean? C.J. Stroud was a one of one. You got quarterbacks that are one of ones. Bryce Young, one of one. So who is going to replace C.J. Stroud at the quarterback position? So, who are they going to have? Who's going to throw them the ball? They got Cal McCord and they got Devin Brown, right? Both of these guys are unproven. obviously they were something, in high school, or they wouldn't have got an offer from Ohio State. But I just know with Sam Hartman's experience, right? He was one of my players to watch, quarterback transfers to watch, going into next season. So I know he's going to have Notre Dame humming by the time they play Ohio State.
We saw Tulane upset USC with some crazy last 2 minutes in that game. And we have Ole Miss coming in there. Ole Miss is considered the favorite, of course, right? They're the perennial powerhouse, and that people are going to be like, okay, Ole Miss over Tulane. But Tulane is a very good team. Last year, they were a very solid team. Um, let's see, it used to be a Southern Conference rivalry back before our time, way back when. But I think it's a good game.
So I do agree with that. I think that's going to be a heck of a game. I'll take the over on whatever it is. But Ole Miss, I mean, a straight offense, and then I know we talked about it. Ole Miss is bringing in They have three quarterbacks that are solid. You got Spencer Sanders, you got Walker Howard, and you got the returning starter Jackson Dart. And Lane Kiffin is an innovative offensive play caller. And I just think that ball gonna be thrown all over that field. I can't wait to see that game.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna disagree with y'all because Tulane, this is a one-off year for Tulane, right? Um, I know a guy that played on the team, and they're gonna lose a lot of production on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. So next year they're gonna be coming in to, I don't know how much production they're returning, but I know they're losing a lot. I don't think they're gonna have, the manpower to compete with Ole Miss. I just don't see it happening. It might start off that way, but I'm pretty sure that score is going to get ran up, and final score going to be 52 to 24. I just don't see. I don't see them being able to keep up with Lane.
Well, Tulane got their starting quarterback, Michael Pratt, returning, who put out some really good numbers. So, like I said, it's going to be tail of the tape when they actually line up. We'll see because when you look on paper, the talent stands out more for the Ole Miss in favor of Ole Miss, but Tulane has some good players also, and I just want to see that. I just want to see Tulane come in there and make some noise in the SEC because.
And now if they do come in there and they beat Ole Miss, then good on them. Lane gonna be looking bad, and he gonna be looking to save his job for the rest of the season because they're gonna be on him if he loses to Tulane early on. So for me, right, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I'm really looking forward to Texas and Bama. That game last year was one of the best games of the year, right? And I think you both will agree. So I'm really interested to see how this game is going to go down in Tuscaloosa next year. I'm hyped for that. Also, a lot of people might say, I'm ready to see A&M and LSU. That game was close last year, and LSU had a much better record than A&M did last year. Obviously, Jimbo's on a hot seat, but I think that A&M will have a turnaround year just because of Barbara Petrino calling offense, and that take the pressure off Jimbo Fisher. All right, man. Well, that does it for this episode of the Unbiased Room. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Take care.
Peace.